The United Nations does not have enough money to assist the growing number of refugees fleeing Burundi, which now stands at more than 250,000. The United Nations says its earlier request for more than $175 million for the Burundian humanitarian response has only been met by 3% and is calling for more international donors to set up donations. Our correspondent Li Tan has more now from New York.
With more than 250,000 Burundians having fled the crisis at home, neighboring Tanzania, Rwanda, Uganda, the Democratic Republic of Congo and Zambia have been taking them in, and these host countries are facing mounting funding challenges. The year since deadly protests broke out over President Pierre Nkurunziza's announcement that he would run for a third term. And with tensions still high in Burundi, the influx of refugees is expected to keep growing. The United Nations Refugee Agency, UNHCR, says Tanzania has been hosting the most refugees, now at more than 130,000, averaging 1,000 new arrivals every week. Meanwhile, Rwanda shelters the second largest Burundian refugee population at more than 70,000, with more than 200 new arrivals per week. All are under growing strain as camps and settlements face overcrowding and a lack of access to water. A United Nations funding appeal for $175 million this year has only received $4.7 million, about 3% of the total needed, which is far from enough to meet the increasing needs of the growing refugee population. Most of the refugees are young women and children, with a disproportionately low number of young men, according to the UN Refugee Agency. Now, the lack of funds is also hampering access to health care, to livelihoods, to counseling, as well as education, and the UN is asking for more urgent assistance. Li Tan, CCTV, New York.